All right, so this is The Monkey. It's directed by Osgood Perkins. It's based on a short story by Stephen King. I wanted to see it when it first came out because I thought the trailer looked pretty good, but I didn't get the chance to. Just like with Captain America, I've been really late on things. We're playing catch up. I've had a lot going on. I have no idea what other people think about this. I haven't seen any other reviews or anything. So in this, we have two boys, brothers, twin brothers, Hal and Bill, both played by Christian Convery, and they do not get along. All right, Bill bullies Hal pretty bad. Even joins in with other kids at school to bully him. Stephen King and these bullies. At least they're not trying to murder him. At least it's not like a it type situation. But they end up finding this toy monkey left behind by their father. Their father's not in their lives, and they find out through turning the key that after the monkey drums and the music stops, somebody dies. And this isn't peaceful in their sleep. This is not a heart attack or anything like that. It's like violent. It's horrific. like they get set on fire and explode into pools of blood and things like that. So after confirming by killing more people that is what the monkey does, they decide to lock it away and hide it away so that nobody else can use it and cause more death. So years go by, and Hal is now, well, Hal and Bill, but now played by Theo James. He's staying to himself. He has his own son that he's not in his life at all because he's afraid that the monkey and the death and things will affect his son. In that town that they ended up moving to, that they hid that monkey away, more people start dying. I mean, it's absolute chaos. Like, people are dying left and right. So now he has to pretty much figure out like who has the monkey, what's going on, and hopefully stop it. So I really like this movie. I had a great time with it. Like I said, I don't know what other people thought about it, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's a horror comedy, so that's kind of a hard thing to get right because horror and comedy they're very different in tone, and they get very different reactions from an audience, and so making those things still work it was really tough. And I think for the most part, this movie does it. There's certain comedic moments that are a little bit over the top and don't really work, but for the most part, I found it funny. The performances, I think, really elevate this, especially Christian Convery, the young Hal and Bill. I thought he was really good, especially for a young actor. Like, they felt like different characters. Bill was an asshole. Bill was a complete asshole. And Hal clearly has no way of standing up for himself at all. Like, pretty much at all. But the main thing that worked for me when it came to the humor was Theo James as Hal in the present day, like after they grow up, after some years have gone by. The thing is, he's so used to the death at this point that people will die violently around him, and he doesn't like freak out or anything like that. He just kind of like, oh Jesus, almost like it's just a step above just like an inconvenience for him. And that was making me consistently laugh. Like, a lot of the stuff is over the top, and I think most of that still made me laugh, but some of it was kind of. But the thing that was consistent was I thought his performance was so good, and his reactions to things going on around him. It just kind of added to kind of the absurdity of the movie, like the characters and things like that, the world. It was odd, and I think that really fit with the tone that they were going for. But at the same time, with the comedy, it still was scary. Like, it's still tense. They have this whole thing with the monkey, where the monkey will drum and things like that. And once that music starts and once you hear that drumming, you're thinking to yourself, okay, somebody's about to die, and about to die violently. Even if it's obvious who's probably going to die, it's still, you still don't know how, and even if you know how, you don't know just how bad it's going to be. The one that I really like, he's at a motel. There's like I think it was in the trailer. There's like something on the roof or something. It falls off and it goes into some water, and the water leads into the pool. The lady's just about to jump in, And she doesn't just jump into the pool and just like die, get electrocuted, and like float up to the top. No, she explodes as soon as she makes contact. Leg flies over at Hal, and he's just covered in blood. At multiple points in this, he's covered in blood. But I was like, God, I did not expect that. Uh, and there's also like somebody gets trampled in their sleeping bag, and they're just like a bunch of like mush in the bag afterward. It's crazy. That being said, as far as negatives, already kind of said, there's certain points where the comedy doesn't work. I think the main one was the main scene that I thought that was the very beginning. There's a scene with the dad and the monkey, and I won't say what happens in it, but there's a death, obviously, and it's the first death of the movie. And it was too absurd, especially to just start the movie with that. And I felt like that scene didn't need to be there. It didn't feel like it was all that necessary. It almost felt like it was like a last minute addition to the movie where it's like, oh, we want to start the movie with a kill just right off the bat, even though you don't really need it. There was going to be a kill not too long after that. Also, I think that as good as Theo James and this younger actor, Christian Convery, are in this, they they don't look enough like each other to where it was throwing me off that this is supposed to be an older version of that character. When it comes to both brothers, obviously, because each set of brothers has the same actor, but it's whether it be the past or present day, but it's just it threw me off seeing Theo James as the older version. I was just like, okay, he doesn't look enough like him. I think the big thing here, though, is the monkey itself. Like with horror movies, you'll have like a ghost or a toy or something like that that's terrorizing people, killing people. And a big thing for me is when they can just kind of do things and it's not there's no real basis or at least consistency when it comes to what they can do. It's just kind of whatever the script needs them to be able to do. And that's kind of the case with the monkey. Like the monkey can teleport to the point where it's in Hal's backpack randomly at school and, can teleport and things like that. But then they go years without seeing it and it has to make its way back to them. There's this big emphasis on don't turn the key, don't turn the key, don't turn the key. But the monkey can seemingly kill people on its own and just decide to kill people. So it's like, if the monkey can decide to kill people, why isn't it doing that itself and just causing chaos on its own? Does it just get sadistic pleasure watching the brothers be involved in it or other people? It's like, it does kind of take me out of it because this big emphasis on turning the key doesn't matter if the monkey can do it, it can just kill people itself. Anyway, I really like this movie. I thought it was great. It is my favorite movie of the year so far. I haven't seen that much. We're only in March, and I haven't really seen as much as I should have seen by now. But I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Funny, scary. I didn't even mention there's these dream sequences too. I thought those were well done. There's just a lot going for this movie, especially when it comes to the performances of Theo James and this other actor, Christian Convery. I think it really works. I definitely recommend it. So I'm giving this awesome, my second to the highest. Couldn't quite get my highest because of mainly the stuff with the monkey being or feeling inconsistent. But yeah, that's it. That's the monkey. Awesome. Subscribe, and we're done.